Okay, let's get right into it. I'm very excited about this first topic. Jully Black sang the national anthem at the NBA All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City, and she made a subtle change to the words. Take a look.
Oh, Canada, our home on a native land.
So she sang our home on native land. So Mark, what do you think of this little edit?
I think it's good to have these discussions. I think that anthems are a symbol of our pride in our country. And I think we should have a country that we could talk about things and make changes and as we become more diverse, as we have more voices getting a strong platform. These are the uncomfortable conversations we need to have. And also reminded me of when the tenors were performing and one of the tenors went rogue and sang, all lives matter. He also made a statement. The difference was he was an idiot. Yeah. But this one was a good statement.
Yeah. Amazing.
So true. You know what? First of all, not to correct you, Jully didn't sing the national anthem. She sang the national anthem.
I'll take that note.
I just want to shout her out because she did such a great job and she did it a cappella and it's a big stage and she did really well. And you know what? I appreciate that she did that because I feel like I'm one of those Canadians that up until a few years ago, I was proudly Canadian thinking that, you know, I know we're not perfect, but this is a great country. And then we found out about what was going on in the residential schools. And for a lot of us, it's just a big eye-opener because I didn't learn about that stuff in school. So now we know that there's truth and reconciliation. We have to make good on the things that happened to the Indigenous community in this country since 1883 they started. 160,000 Indigenous children walked into those schools, and we know a lot of them didn't get a chance to walk out, and those who did are forever scarred by what happened to them. So we always have to, in my opinion, do our best to make sure that we are leading with truth. And the fact that Jully took this stage to do this, kudos to her. We need to keep reminding ourselves that we have to do better. We have to tell the truth. We cannot just continue on like, oh, that's a thing that happened. No, we always have to do better. And I really appreciate that she did that because you know there's gonna be a lot of backlash. I know a lot of people are gonna be very angry with her. And she could have just sang it and like the original words and not said anything. But I love that she really is putting herself out there. And this is a time where we have, you know, like the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, just a couple weeks ago put out a video where she said something that was really troubling and she kind of reworded what happened in history, saying that the Indigenous people and the settlers of Canada came together. And I was like, and she really upset the Indigenous people. So for people who don't think that the truth and reconciliation is important, it is important that we lead with the right foot every single step, even if it's something as simple as rewording the national anthem. So kudos to Jully. She did a great job, but also, you know, really putting her money where her mouth is. So kudos to her. I love what she did.
I love that too.
I love what she did.
And I like that Jully, she almost approached this like a student. She didn't take this assignment lightly. She talked to her Indigenous friends and made sure that what she wanted to do was an appropriate thing to do. And it sort of felt like she was letting her values guide her in that situation. And that is kind of what a national anthem is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a reflection of our values as a population, as our shared values. But I think today, and maybe every generation says this, but it feels like our shared values are growing smaller and smaller. And there's even things now like lines or phrases from the national anthem, you know, like True North or Canada Strong, even the word freedom, our national flag, like these things now, they've been used in the last couple of years that don't, in ways that don't necessarily reflect my values. So it's a very interesting time. I don't know what the answer is, but I know when I heard Jully sing that, I had goosebumps. And I really, really was proud of her.
I love what you said about that. She did her homework, she consulted with people, and also what she sang was factually not wrong. Grammatically not wrong. So for those of us who are not Indigenous, as you mentioned, we're settlers, and settlers settle on land. You know, the people who are here, probably the majority of this room settled on native land. So it's quite factual. We just have a comment from one of our viewers, because not everybody agrees.
Of course.
So Joan on Facebook says, no, for the love of God, are we expected to change everything? I'm sorry, but a country's national anthem is just that, and it is not up to anyone or any singer to change it and make it their own.
I have a point about that. I'm from the tropical island of Newfoundland.
Okay.
And Canada joined us in '49. Before that, we had our own anthem, which was the Ode to Newfoundland. But now the official name of the province is Newfoundland and Labrador. So recently, at a convocation at the university, they changed it, or wanted to change it, to include called the Ode to Newfoundland and Labrador, because all of Labrador is going, what about us? Yeah. We're over here. And so these conversations are happening everywhere, in big ways and small ways.
When they already happened, I think a few years ago, when All Thy Sons Command.
And all of us, we've already changed it.
Right, so there's a precedent for this. So Joan, I would say that has been changed, and maybe Jully will inspire another change for this lyric to modify and improve and be more inclusive.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.